السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس الجمهورية
President of the Republic and Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Peace and blessings of God be upon you. May God bless you this year. Kindly be seated.
بسم الله الرحمن
In the name of
الرحيم.
Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Republic and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, ladies and gentlemen, the 9th of March in 1969 was not just a normal day on the calendar. However, it was the line defining the light and the dark, defining those who write the history with their bloods and those who only read it between the lines. These hands were moving under the artillery. The hero was standing amongst his soldiers in front of the storm. He was like a rock in the mountain of pride. He is the general of Abdulmanam Riyad, the oldest martyr in the Egyptian armed forces. He fought in the wars of 1948, 1956, 1967, the Alteration War, and the glorious War of October, until the war against terrorism that lasted for a whole 10 years. It costed the country almost 120 billion Egyptian pounds. However, this financial cost is not even equivalent in its financial value to the value of the bloods of the wounded and martyrs people. This is the 43rd educational and cultural seminar organized by the Egyptian Armed Forces in cooperation with the Ministry of Youth and Sports on the occasion of the Martyr Day, and the title of Sacrifices Made Glory. The best start to our seminar is verses from the Holy Quran with the reader Omar Ali Awad, one of the competitors in Dawlat al-Talawa TV show.
يقاتلون في سبيل الله فيقتلون ويقتلون وعدا عليه حقا في التوراة والإنجيل والقرآن ومن أوفى بعهده من الله فاستبشروا ببيعكم الذي بايعتم وذلك هو الفوز العظيم. صدق الله العظيم.
ازيك يا عمر ابني؟ ازيكم يا اولاد؟ ازيكم يا اولاد؟ صباح الخير، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Good morning, may
وبركاته.
peace and blessings of God be
ازيك
upon
يا
you.
عمر؟
How are you doing,
استمتعنا يا
Mama?
حبيبي بقرآنك الجميل.
We did enjoy your recitation of the Holy Quran,
كرست حياتك لخدمة كتاب ربنا
and I'd
سبحانه
like to
وتعالى.
congratulate you for choosing to dedicate your life to serve the holy book of God. The best and the greatest and the hardest choice is to
على حساب روحك.
choose
ده يا
to
أولاد
the life of someone else at the expense of your soul, and this was the choice of the martyr.
شاف أرضنا
The martyr saw the land being shooted against,
لأنه
so
كان شايف آخر
they
الأرض
moved
دي
with their chests
باب
open.
جنة مفتوح.
At the end of this land, they saw an open door to the paradise. Together with our families, children, we're protected by the martyr.
كان بيقول إن الأرض
The
دي
heart of the martyr said that the land is more
ترخص
expensive
لو
than the
ربنا اللي
soul,
طلبها.
and the soul is cheap if requested by God.
عينه شافت غدر العدو،
The eyes of the martyr
لكن
saw
قلبه كان شايف لطف وعناية
the
ربنا
enemy
سبحانه
and what they
وتعالى.
do, but they
الشهيد كان
also
عارف يا عمر إن لو دمه
saw God's
نزل
kindness.
على الأرض الشريفة دي
The martyr
عمره ما
knows
هيروح
that
يبني.
when their bloods
كان هيتكتب كرامة
are
وهيتكتب
on
نور
when they bleed on this
القيامة.
land, this will not be wasted, but it will be preserved as dignity on the resurrection day. Let's remember the verse that says, do not think those who killed for the sake of God are dead, they are rather alive. Not only alive and in God's paradise, but they're also alive in the hearts of all the citizens. Next to the martyrs, we have the wounded people. Those wounded people may have lost a part from their proud bodies, but they teach us a principle to live with. Always remember this principle taught to us by the martyrs and the wounded people. Whatever is valuable should be paid for. Whatever is valuable should be paid for. Your safe life. You can play in front of your houses, you can go to your schools, learn, play and laugh. All of this was achieved because, or thanks to the men and the women who are kind, loyal to the God and to the country. They stood in front of the enemy to fight and defend on our behalf. We do not narrate such stories for you so you would be afraid. No, these stories are to implant inside you the meanings of manhood and the honor of service and taking responsibility. You are the future, you are the hope, you are the ones who are going to defend us. Just like what God Almighty ordered us to do, the martyr told us that the homeland is not just a word, but it's a soul that should be protected by another soul, that should be served by another soul. This is our story, this is our land, this is our responsibility. This is the responsibility in our shoulders that were incurred perfectly by the martyrs. May God make this country safe and blessed with all the fruits. Long live Egypt, long live Egypt. Peace and blessings be upon you.
مصر على مدار تاريخها
All over the history of Egypt, Egypt never forgot its heroes who sacrificed their life for its sake. Today we are commemorating them and we're proud of them because they are the reason for the kind of security and safety we have now. What is this place? This place was built by Egypt to commemorate its heroes. This memorial carries the name of all those who sacrificed their lives to protect our country. These are amazing heroes. How can I write my name with them? You're still young. No, I'm not young. When you grow up, you will discover that the most expensive thing that you have and the dearest thing you have is your soul. It's not easy to sacrifice it, and all of those names sacrificed the dearest thing to their heart. I know what you mean. I know you're talking about the martyr. That's why we're here today. Today we are celebrating and cherishing their heroic actions and their sacrifice. They are the reason why we're standing here today. Salute the martyr. Salute the country. The martyr never chose to die, but they chose to grant the life to others. They chose to grant the life to the peoples and to the country. In 1948, the rifles were weak, but the soldiers were strong. The Egyptian soldiers stood up to protect the land. In 1956, the world knew that Egypt can be bombed, however, it can never be broken. In 1967, we experienced a moment of pain, but even in the most difficult moments, the martyrs kept their dignity. Then it was the time for wait in the Eritrean war. Every day there was a battle where soldiers sacrificed their life for the country. In 1973, our heroes crossed the bridge of the history, and with their blood they wrote the meaning of victory. The martyrs are immortal in the lands that they protected with the flags they raised. In Sinai, the battle never ended. The Egyptian soldiers are stood still. They never fought to commemorate their names, but to protect the country. We established a fund for the martyrs and wounded people. As of 1948, the martyrs and the wounded people of 1948, the martyrs and the wounded people of 1956, and the martyrs and the wounded people of 1967 and the wounded and the martyrs of the Alteration War, even the civilians who participated in the armed forces work. Then the war of 1973, going through all the wars that we had to go through, until our most recent martyrs who died because of the terrorism. Our support will be ongoing for their families. The life of each martyr never ends. The soul is the secret of our existence in this life. Nothing is dearest to the human being than their souls. However, Egyptians all over their history were always put in front of a choice, either to choose the soul or the land. They always chose the land because of the creed that each Egyptian is raised and brought up with. The soul can be given, but the country should be staying. Egyptians all over their history met and faced lots of challenges. They always managed to overcome the difficulties in each stage they go through. When it comes to sacrifices, there's no difference between a leader and a soldier. Sacrifices are a means to achieve a better end, which is the homeland. That's why we will never forget our brothers and sisters, not even our Arab brothers and sisters who sacrificed their bloods, who proved that Arab unity is a must, even when the enemies changed their form and color, and we were exposed to the black terrorism. At that time, the whole of the Egyptian people combated them and took the responsibility and told them that they have no place inside us. They provided the best example for honor and sacrifices. The martyrs and wounded people died, and we can never forget them. Otherwise, we are forgetting their generosity. So we can enjoy a safe life without terrorism, so that we do not forget. Let's start with a story about a hero who stood until the last moment. Ahmed always wanted to join the military academy or the military faculty. It's the house of heroes. He was always diligent. In 2014, he was told that he's going to Sinai. He was really excited, and when he went there, he started to increase the efficiency of shooting for the soldiers. On a very foggy day, they attacked the checkpoint with all of their power. Ahmed was very strong, and he managed to shoot those who carried explosive devices. And the soldiers said that the officer Ahmed managed to shoot them from the first shot. And he became a martyr. I went to the emergency and I found that Ahmed is covered in the flag. He was sleeping just like an angel. He had a small grin on his face. This is when I forgot everything. Before his martyrdom, he had a daughter, and his son was born after his martyrdom. It was 26 days, and he was called Ahmed after him. I'm really proud of my son. I'm happy with God's destiny. Ahmed is a hero. Despite that, our hero was wounded before. His heart grew stronger. He continued, and he considered his wound the best medal. We were told that there are extremists in a house on a farm. We took instructions from the officer and we managed to kill 2 of them. Then explosive devices started to work, and this led to the killing of Colonel. This wound is the best medal that I ever received while defending my homeland. Amidst the confrontation, when our colleague was trying to protect his colleague until the last breath, Mahmoud was very kind, and I told him there are lots of martyrs this year and the situation in Sinai is difficult. So I told him to take care. They were fasting. They prayed till Fajr. They were performing their services. Then they were attacked. Mahmoud found that his colleague falling down and people were running to him. So he was afraid about his colleague and he dragged him from his legs. He took another shot in his side and he became a martyr. He was my son. I spoke to God, I prayed to God, I told God, you know how I feel, make me patient, make me strong, make me calm. Thanks to God, I was strong, I was patient. He granted me patience and calmness. And I'm happy with God's destiny. The leader said, do not cry, you're the mother of the hero. Your son became a martyr when he was fasting. He prayed Al-Fajr. He was defending his land, his honor. So I giggled from the happiness. I thought that my son was not just killed, he was just like a groom. I love you, Mahmoud. You are the reason why I am honored on the land and in the paradise. This story is for a hero who was paralyzed 10 years ago, but this wound did not break him. I was serving in north of Sinai in Sheikh Zayed in 2014 and 2015, and I was shot in my spine cord, which paralyzed me. I want to tell all the Egyptians, love your country, save it, just for the sake of the martyrs and the wounded people. The soldier was shot and he was on a ventilator. He lost his conscience, he was unable to move, and after several surgeries he was paralyzed because of this shot, and since then he is laying in the bed. In spite of all of this, he's happy with God's destiny because he defended his land and he would give positive spirit for anyone who visited them. Zain Abd Manam is not someone who is locked in Al-Maadi hospital, but he's a hero. He's a story of willingness. Courage is everywhere. When our colleague saved, when our hero, when our martyr saved his colleagues, then he kept combating the evil people. Actually, our son did not used to tell us about his service. He told me once, will you remember me? I told him, how is that? You're always calling me. And he asked me to pray for him. I told him that my heart and my God will forever be happy with you and satisfied with you. The last phone call between us, he told me that to take care of the children, to take care of his parents. And he said, if you can take care of them, I do not want anything else. On Friday. He died on a Friday. I found a strange phone, a strange number calling me, and he told me that your son is a martyr. I said, thanks to God. The blood of my son, the blood of his children, the blood of everyone in my family, we can be sacrificed for the sake of Egypt. I miss him, and I hope that I can make his children better. I hope that I can make them as he always wanted for them. Many sacrifices made by the Egyptians all over the history. It left a huge impact inside us. In each ordeal, they put the safety and the stability of the country in front of their eyes as a holy thing. It's a sacred thing. Some of them sacrificed their souls, some of them sacrificed parts of their bodies. And despite of all these sacrifices, if the time rewinds, they will repeat it 4,000 times with strong will. And now it's time for our youth to continue what they started, just like what the previous generations did. They maintained the security of the country. So it would become a great country. This is what will be kept in the memory and never forgotten. I pledged in front of God, in front of you, that our generation will not give up their flags. It will not give the flag to the next generation while they are down, but we will rather give our flags while they're raised up in the sky, while they are proud. They may be dyed with blood, but we kept our heads held up high in the sky. When our foreheads bleeding, full of pain, full of bitterness,
وطن لا ينتظر المفاجآت.
Homeland that does not wait for the surprises to happen.
فالجاهزية تسبق الخطر.
Preparedness is there before the danger is being seen.
والمهمة
The mission
حماية وطن.
is to protect a homeland.
فمنذ بزوغ شمس الجمهورية الجديدة
Since the sunshine of the new republic, a different phase started. In this phase, the preparedness or the readiness is being redefined. It doesn't only mean to be present, but also to be able, with a vision led by the political leadership. This vision states that the country can only be defended by those who are strong. In the light of very complex regional and international situations, the priority of the Egyptian state is to raise the capacity of its power. Those who want peace should have the necessary power that can maintain that peace. From this point, the ability of the Egyptian armed forces witness paradigm shifts by upgrading their potential and diversifying the sources of power, which guarantees the ability to deal with any scenario. Preparedness here is not a reaction, but it's an ongoing status of change. An ongoing training and proactive planning. Integration that makes the preparedness a lifestyle. Preparedness that's based on a fighter, an individual fighter that can protect the country at all the strategic levels. There is someone who witnesses and monitors the whole scene, the whole picture in the air. And in the sea, there's protection and wealth and fortune that's being protected without any propaganda. In the sky, there is sleepless protection and guardianship. On the land, the power moves with steadiness. The Egyptian army confirms that it is present at any time with diligent mind. Hours are calculated and the power is managed because it's a responsibility. Who owns the power can impose their will. Can anyone even think about getting or doing anything to Egypt with the high potential of the Egyptian army? I swear to God, no one can. I'm saying this very clearly. Do not test Egypt. Thus, power, when it's built upon awareness and responsibility, remains a shield that protects without any threat. In the hands of an army that knows that peace requires power to protect it, so the homeland will be safe and Egypt will always be strong. You've seen where the sacrifices of the martyrs took us. Egypt is full of millions of people who can sacrifice their lives.
هناك على ضفاف النيل سيدة عجوز تسكن في ضروب الخيال تمسك بيديها
with her hands she holds a handful of Egypt's sand. With her fingers she digs a four-word sentence, which is that the land is the most expensive thing. On the wrinkles of her face, we can see a summary of her life, as if she wants to send a will to every Egyptian. It urges them to keep the country in front of their eyes. I came close to her. I asked her about Egypt. She bent on a tree with her eyes sparkling in sadness. She said that your country is very beloved. The whole world is in love with it. Do you love it? It's like Layla in love, so you have to be like Qais. You have to be crazy about it. It's blonde, just like the wheat. And its Nile is just like the kohl in the eyes. On its lips you can see the edge of the sky and the prayers of the prophets. History was only born when Egypt ordered it to be born. This homeland is the beautiful time. It's a bite dipped in love for the kind people who can share their bread but never share their country or be divided. They inherited their pride from the ancestors. If the time kneels in front of them, they would never kneel. She left, I left, and her sound kept walking with me, kept following me, while she was saying that the land is the most expensive thing, and her last will for me was the homeland should only be kept inside the eyes. I'd like to ask your permission for a 15-minute recess.
That was President Fattah el-Sisi witnessing the 43rd Armed Forces Cultural Symposium at the International Conference Center.
الأعلى للقوات المسلحة الحضور الكريم. نستكمل مع حضراتكم برنامج ندوتنا.
Let's review the program of our symposium with a new segment carrying the title of the dream of the martyr, a dream that they lived for, that they sacrificed for its sake, so Egypt can always live with its head held up high. Now, let's watch the segment of the dream of the martyr. Today, where we stand to salute and appreciate the memory of the Martyr Day, the Martyr and the Veterans Day, so we can salute every hero who sacrificed their soul for the sake of their country, the martyrs who dreamt that one day their country will be the strongest and the safest in the world. They dreamt that their children will be participating in each achievement made by our country. Now, let's see the dreams of the children of the martyrs coming true. Let's go. All of those heroes, we narrated their stories because we are proud of them. Of course, you know some of them and you heard some of them. My friend Omar, father, is a martyr and he dreams to be a martyr just like him. He doesn't have to be a martyr just exactly like him, but he has to be a hero in his own field. Does the martyr have a dream? Does the martyr have a dream? Indeed, they dream. If they do not have dreams, they wouldn't have sacrificed to achieve this dream. The martyr does not go to the battlefield to die, but every step they take is a life, is its future. They went through the fire in order to create a better life for this country, for their families, for their children. They have a dream that Egypt will be a safe country, a developed country, country of success, a country that's busy with tomorrow. The dream was green, the color of fields seen on the path of humanity to achieve a country of safety and security. The price was very expensive. It was a series of martyrs who faced the impossible, who wrote the story of our country for the sake of our children. They opened the door for assistance for us. They sacrificed their soul for the sake of their country. His name is Martyr Officer Muhammad. He deserved the Medal of Sinai, the most prestigious military medal. My father became a martyr when he was breaking into point 49. It was the strongest point, and he had to break into it so he can handle the last source of fire. He had the honor of being martyr on October 9, 1973. The martyrs have the same dream, just like any other hero in this war of 1973, which is that the Egyptian army would have the most developed arms. Now we can manufacture our arms, our fire weapons, and our ammunition by ourselves. The heroism is ongoing on the road of sacrifices and resistance. Many martyrs, like Colonel Pilot Abdel Khalid Salama, one of the martyrs, and after his death, the flag moves from one generation to another, and the heroism continues to reach his son, who followed his father's steps. My father always told me that the air forces are great and they can defend the homeland. Thanks to God, I managed to achieve my father's dream and to continue his path by joining the Egyptian army and to be a member in the armed forces. And our dream is still ongoing. The blood protected the dreams of a country. This is a photo of the martyr Colonel Ahmed al-Dadiri, who sacrificed his life so he can see the country achieving progress with its children. I have achieved my father's dream by joining Faculty of Engineering to be one of the hands that reconstruct this country. The martyr is always alive, and their dream is to make the country safe. Egypt worked on the future, thought about tomorrow to be a pioneering country. I'm proud of my father. I'm proud to continue his path, so Egypt's flag can always be raised up high. The forms of resistance and sacrifices are never forgotten. This is an image or a photo of Colonel Medhat Talat, one of the heroes of the mission of the Riot of the Martyr. When I saw my father's name written on a scroll, I understood the sacrifice he made against the terrorism. That's why I decided to achieve my father's dream to become a doctor to serve this country, just like the white front line that defended the country at the time of COVID. Despite of the pain, the will is always born in Egypt, and the secret is always the dream of the martyr. Another martyr or another hero is Major General Yasser Asar and his son Ziad. I learned from my father that the police is here to protect the people, and that's why I achieved my father's dream and I continued his path, and I joined the Egyptian police. When the sun shines every day, a new dream is born. Dreams indeed come true. However, some dreams should be continued. The dream of the Colonel Ahmed Mansi, the martyr, he has a dream for his hero son who wants to continue the message of his father. The dream of the martyr cannot be achieved overnight by its own, but people should work on it. I promised my father to join the faculty, the war faculty or the military faculty, so I can be in the front lines defending the country and defending the people so they can live peacefully. And the dreams are still ongoing. My father used to tell me that tomorrow will be better, but to make it better, we have to love the country and love each other. When we love each other, we will feel that the world is safe, free of fear. We can live and plan for tomorrow while we are reassured. Every dream starts with an idea. The martyr will never be such a memory, and their dreams will be alive to create new hope for us. This is the dream of the martyr. Ladies and gentlemen, dear attendees, in the conclusion of our today's seminar, while recalling the glories of our heroes and martyrs, we realize very well that all the sacrifices made are such a lesson for us in loyalty and pride. Martyrs are the purest gift for the country. God selected them in the paradise to leave an impact that can never be erased on the land. So let's salute all the martyrs and the wounded people of Egypt. Now, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of the Republic and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, will honor the families of the martyrs and the wounded people in the operations. The martyr Colonel Sayyid Ahmed Said Haga from the infantry. He became martyr in October 1973 when he was raiding the Israeli locations. In exchange of fire, he was shot and became a martyr. The honor is received by his daughter Dalia and his grandson Gamal Muhammad Gamal. The martyr Captain Mahmoud Salah ad-Din Abd al-Mawgood from the infantry. He became a martyr on October 17, 2016. While fighting the terrorists, he managed to kill 3 extremists who were extremely dangerous, and he was shot and became a martyr. His parents, Mr. Salah al-Din and Ms. Nadia, and his brother Muhammad Salah and his sister Hadi Salah will receive his honor. Martyr Captain Ahmed Mahmoud Ahmed Ali from the military engineer. He died on December 2020 in a raid where there was an exchange of fire with the extremists. He managed to kill 2 extremists who were highly dangerous, and he was shot and became a martyr. His father, Mahmoud Ahmed Ali, will receive his honor, and his mother too, Nahid Abu Bakr, and his brother, Muhammad Mahmoud Ahmed.
شهدنا حي ما يتنسيش ضحى بحياته عشان نعيش فارق بروحه وساب وصية نموت ومصر ما تنحنيش شهيد يروح يجي 100 شهيد من كل عيلة وكل بيت بطل وضحى لأجل وطنه وكل يوم أبطال تزيد.
مساعد شهيد أحمد حسنين رشوان من سلاح المشاة.
Assistant Ahmed Hassan Rashwan from the infantry. He died on October 1973 when he was combating the attack of the enemy in the Peshawar region. His widow, Ms. Maryam Hassan, and his daughter, Ms. Ibsam Ahmed, and his granddaughter, Yasmin Ahmed, will receive the honor.
رقيب أول شهيد إبراهيم عبد الشافي إبراهيم من قوات المظلات.
Sergeant First Ibrahim Abdel Shafi Ibrahim. He died in September 2022 in a fight with the terrorists in Galbana region in the coastal axis. In exchange of fire, he managed to kill 2 extremists, and he was shot and became a martyr. His father, his mother, and his widow and his children will receive the honor on his behalf.
جندي شهيد علي السيد إبراهيم.
Martyr soldier Ali Said Ibrahim. He became a martyr in July 2017 in a fight with the terrorists in Barth region in Rafah sector. He managed to kill a number of extremists, and he was shot and became a martyr. His mother, Ms. Fatima Abbas, and his brother Ahmed Ali will receive the honor on his behalf.
ضحت بروحها وبولادها مصر شايلة جميل ولادها مصر فاكرة مش شهيد كل أب ابنه شهيد كل أخ أو حفيد بطل وضحى لأجل وطنه نفتخر بيهم أكيد كل شارع أو ميدان اسم الشهيد لمصر كان كل اللي ضحى واللي صار
the wounded people of October War. Lieutenant Colonel Sharif Agiz,
جندي مصري وفخور دايما بأصلي، رافع علمي ونسري ثابت مهما يكون. المهنة بحمي أرضي، أهلي وناسي وعرضي، أنا تحت أمر بلدي لو تطلب إيه يهون. أنا هب الدنيا عشانها، أنا موت وأدافع عنها، أفديها بكل ما أملك ولا حد يقرب منها.
جندي حسن أحمد
Soldier Hassan Ahmed Hassan from ammunition and firearms. He was shot on October 1973 when he confronted and stopped the attack of the enemy, and he was shot and wounded, which led to many injuries, including the amputation of his arms and the elimination of his eyes.
أنا تحت أمر بلدي لو تطلب إيه يهون. أنا هب الدنيا عشانها، أنا موت وأدافع عنها، أفديها بكل ما أملك ولا حد يقرب منها. يعني أضحي بروحي، ما هي بلدي حبيبتي وروحي لو تطلب عمري.
جندي أحمد ناصر عبد الوهاب
Soldier Ahmed Nasser Abdul Wahab Ali from the military engineers. He was shot on June 30, 2016, while he was implementing the engineering securing work in Rafah. In an exchange of fire, his vehicle was targeted with an RBJ, which caused many wounds and injuries and amputation above his right knee and breakage of his left arm.
شعب ارتاح البال، هنا دايما في أبطال، بنقول لك عيش واطمن، الجيش المصري رجال، في تاريخنا كتير حكايات عن شهداء وتضحيات، بتأكد إننا دايما قادرين على أي محال. أنا هب الدنيا عشانها، أنا موت وأدافع عنها.
جندي إيهاب عبد السلام
Soldier Ihab Abdul Salam Muhammad Mahmoud from the infantry. He was shot on October 31st of 2014 in a fight with terrorists near Al-Arish airport. In an exchange of fire, his vehicle was targeted by an RBJ, which injured him with an amputation above the two knees.
نكسرها حالفين بعون الله
اسمك ايه الأول؟
What's your
اسمي
name?
محمد إيهاب.
My name is Muhammad Ihab.
استنى.
How are you, Muhammad? Wait, please. Okay, say it. My name is Muhammad Ihab, the hero.
عايزة
What do you want to be?
عايزة أبقى ظابط
I want to be an officer so I can revenge for my father.
ومن شهداء أهالي سيناء الحبيبة
The martyrs from Sinai, the hero Omar Sulaiman from Sawarka tribe. He died on June 10, 2022, when working with the law enforcement forces to clean a terroristic spot. His father, Sulaiman Musa Awad, received the honor on his behalf.
لا يمكن شمسك يوم هتغيب وجعك يا حبيبتي بيوجعني والدنيا بحالها بتسمعني انا منك طول الوقت قريب مش عايزك تقلقي ابدا طول ما انا فيا الروح ومعاكي هروح اخر المشوار.
كلمة السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح
The
السيسي
speech by His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of the Republic and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, we gather today on a dear annual occasion in the hearts of all the Egyptians celebrating the Martyr's Day, a day that does not only represent just a memory, but rather renews within us the meanings of gratitude and recognition and loyalty. It revives in our consciousness the values of sacrifice and redemption. It's the day on which we immortalize the memory of men who were true to their covenant to God, offering their pure souls as sacrifice for the homeland, believing that homeland is a responsibility, preserving it is an honor, and martyrdom in its cause is glory. The martyrs generously gave their lives defending the soil of this nation, preserving its dignity, guaranteeing its security, and safeguarding its stability so that it remains strong, capable of continuing the march of construction and development and striving to shape the desired future for the great Egyptian people. Egypt, as it commemorates its martyrs, renews its pledge to their honorable families that they are in our hearts and minds, and that the nation will remain loyal to them, preserving them, proud of their sacrifices throughout the days and the years. The path of martyrdom is continuous, and the people of Egypt are in a constant state of resilience to preserve the rights of our country and the resources of our people from the greed of the aggressors and the hatred of the evils. Our region, ladies and gentlemen, is experiencing a delicate, critical circumstances. The ongoing war will have grave humanitarian, economic, and security repercussions. Therefore, Egypt, while condemning the aggression against our brothers in the Arab nations, calls for giving a chance for a truce or to stop the war and seek peaceful solutions. There are no settlements without dialogue, no solutions without negotiations, no peace without understanding that guarantees security, preserves resources, and protects peoples from the scourge of wars. From the same standpoint, I'd like to refer to the Palestinian cause, which represents the core of the conflict in the Middle East. Egypt's stance on it is clear and unambiguous. No peace without justice, no stability without independent Palestinian state with Eastern Jerusalem as its capital. We completely reject any attempts to displace the Palestinian people from their land. This is a red line that Egypt will never allow to be crossed. Reaching a ceasefire agreement in Gaza is a very important point in the history of this conflict. Today, we affirm our absolute rejection of any attempts to circumvent or obstruct this agreement. We also stress the necessity of expediting the entry of humanitarian aid concerning and launching a serious political path leading to establishment of Palestinian state, considering this the only way to end this tragedy and to achieve a just, lasting peace in the region. In the same context, we warn against the attempts to ignite strife in the Nile Basin and the Horn of Africa. These are extremely dangerous adventures that will entail repercussions that no one can contain, and no party will be immune from its impacts. Egypt, which always calls for cooperation and integration with the sisterly nations in the Nile Basin, will not allow the region to be dragged into absurd conflicts that threaten its present and future. Distinguished guests, despite the surrounding regional and international circumstances and the magnitude of the challenges, our economy is safe. As testified by relevant international institutions, we hope that the ongoing war in the region does not result in economic repercussions affecting Egypt, as happened since October 2023, when we incurred losses nearing $10 billion from Suez Canal revenues due to the war in Gaza, in addition to the other direct and indirect impacts of this war. I affirm that what most distinguishes Egypt is its authentic people, their enlightened awareness, their unbreakable unity, and their unwavering cohesion in the face of challenges and changes, as well as their determination to work and build, to be the true support for the nation's march in developing the Egyptian human being, qualifying cadres and empowering talents, so that Egypt would assume its position that it deserves among the advanced nations. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrating the Martyrs' Day is not just words, but rather a renewed covenant to preserve what they sacrificed for, and to raise our children to love homeland and defend it, each in their position and field. I pledge to you before God Almighty that we will continue to work tirelessly to achieve the aspirations and the hopes of our great people in the near future. May Allah have mercy on Egypt's kind martyrs and make their sacrifices a light illuminating our path to the future, and their memory fuel driving our work efforts. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and never think of those who have been killed in the cause of Allah as dead. Rather, they are alive with their Lord, receiving provision. Allah Almighty has spoken the truth. always and forever, by the great God, by the great God, by the great God. Long live Egypt, long live Egypt, long live Egypt. Thank you, and peace and blessings be upon you.
السلام الوطني.
The national anthem.
That was President Abdel-Fattah el-Sisi attending the 43rd Armed Forces Cultural Symposium at El-Manara International Conference Center, marking the Martyr and Veteran Warrior Day. The symposium started with the recitation of some of the verses of the Holy Quran.